Outside the community center, the roar of motorcycles shattered the calm. Leather-clad bikers pulled up, their presence heavy and menacing. In the middle of it all stood a young black teen, a backpack slung over his shoulder, caught in the glare of their cold stares. One biker stepped forward, his tattooed hands gripping the boy's face, shouting in anger while others closed in. Everyone thought he was defenseless. But what no one knew was that this teenager had been preparing his whole life for this very moment. Watch until the end. Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Malik was only 16, a quiet teen who often spent evenings at the community center, helping with after-school programs and learning martial arts from a local coach. For him, the center was a place of safety, a space to grow stronger, and a way to escape the subtle prejudices that followed him outside its walls. He wasn't looking for trouble that day. He had just attended a youth event and was heading home, his mind on finishing homework. But trouble had found him. As Malik stepped outside, the sound of motorcycles filled the street. A group of bikers parked right outside the center, blocking his path. Their eyes locked on him with a hostility he knew all too well. He could feel the tension tighten, like the air itself was preparing for violence. Malik didn't want to fight, but deep down, he knew one was coming. The bikers surrounded him quickly, their boots thudding against the pavement as they closed the circle. The leader, broad and covered in tattoos, shoved Malik hard, forcing him back against the wall of the community center. His grip on Malik's face was rough, his words sharp and filled with venom. The others stood behind him, grinning, their stares burning with cruelty. Passers-by stopped, watching from a distance, too afraid to step in. Even a girl across the lot clutching a flyer froze in fear. Malik could feel every eye on him, every assumption that he was helpless. But Malik wasn't helpless. Years of training echoed in his mind, his coach's lessons, the discipline drilled into him, and the hours spent learning how to fight not for pride, but for survival. The bikers didn't know that the boy they were mocking had learned combat techniques far beyond their imagination. Still, Malik tried to keep calm. He didn't move, didn't flinch, but his fists curled at his side, steady and ready. The leader sneered, his voice low but deadly, a reminder that Malik didn't belong in their space, in their eyes. Then came the shove, harder this time, a clear invitation to strike back. The other bikers leaned forward, chains rattling, waiting for violence. The circle was closing in, and the time for restraint was slipping away. Malik's heart pounded, not from fear but from anticipation. The shove turned into a swing, a biker's fist aiming straight for Malik's jaw. But before it could land, Malik moved with precision. He ducked low, grabbed the man's wrist, and twisted hard, flipping him to the ground with a thud that silenced the crowd. Gasps erupted, but Malik didn't stop. Another biker lunged, chain swinging. Malik sidestepped, delivered a sharp kick to the man's chest, and sent him staggering into his partner. Years of training flowed through him, calm, sharp, controlled. The circle crumbled as one by one the bikers fell, humiliated by a boy they thought was weak. Their arrogance dissolved into fear as Malik stood tall, unshaken, his eyes locked on them with quiet strength. In that moment, they realized they had picked the wrong target. The bikers stumbled back, their pride shattered more than their bruised bodies. One by one, they scrambled to their motorcycles, muttering curses but avoiding Malik's unyielding stare. Their engines roared as they sped away, their presence fading into the distance. Silence hung over the street. The same neighbors who had hidden behind curtains now stepped outside, their expressions a mix of shock and awe. The girl holding the flyer lowered her hand slowly, her eyes wide in disbelief at what she had witnessed. Malik stood in the center of it all, breathing hard. His shirt torn, his fists reddened, but his spirit unbroken. He didn't smile, didn't celebrate. This wasn't about victory. It was about survival in a world where his skin color had made him a target long before the fight began. For Malik, this moment would never leave him. It was a reminder that strength wasn't about muscles or fists. It was about resilience, discipline, and the courage to face injustice head-on. But it also revealed a darker truth, that too many young black men are forced to fight battles they never asked for. This wasn't just Malik's fight. It was a reflection of countless stories of prejudice, intimidation, and survival. How many more lives must be tested like this before change finally comes? Which country and city are you watching from? Take care.